Morning guys, thought I'd do you a little video this morning. I've pulled one of my projects out the workshop and I just thought I'd do a little video because I'm going to be doing a lot of work on this car this year, and as much as it's nice to sometimes show some of these cars off for anybody that's interested, I also find it really helpful because sometimes I feel like I don't make a lot of progress on some of my cars, and then when I watch back some of my videos I realise that I've done more than I think. So it helps me out a lot as well to just keep track on where I'm at with them and what I've done and how far I've come. So yeah, I've pulled this one out this morning, and I just thought I'd do a little walk around video. Some of you are going to look at it and you're going to go, what are you doing? Why are you messing around with this? But then some of you, if you're interested in old cars like this, some of you will get it, some of you will understand it. So I just thought I'd do a little video and show anybody that's interested. There it is. So it started out as a base model 309 tin top, so no sunroof, which is nice. Despite the paintwork on it, the body is actually in quite tidy condition, as in it's quite straight and everything's there. When you actually look at it, you know, it's not actually a bad car. I'm pretty sure this car has only had 2 or 3 owners. The young girl that I bought it off, she'd had this car since, God, I'm pretty sure she said since she was about 16 years old, and she absolutely loved it. Now I can't take credit for some of the work done to it, because between her and her partner they'd actually done a lot of work on this car, and what they'd done is actually pretty tidy considering it is such an old thing. There's been a lot of thought gone into some of the stuff on it. It's just she kind of got to a point where she couldn't continue forward with it. She'd kind of lost a little bit of interest in it, although she loved the car, and she was looking for someone to kind of carry on with it, and that's where I showed up. She was actually selling a set of wheels, which I'll come on to in a minute, a set of dimmer wheels which I fancied for my 205. So she was selling these dimmer wheels, and I initially thought I was going to put them onto my CTI. Then she kind of threw a spanner in the works because she told me about a 309 that she had. Now I love a 309. I own another car as well, another 309. We'll get onto that another day. But I love a 309. So when she told me she had this car, I came to a deal for the wheels and the car, and yeah, I'm really glad I did. I'm glad for me and I'm glad for her, because you know, I'm going to take this car to the kind of level that I think she wanted to take it to. So that's going to be nice, because it would have been bad if this had ended up in like the hands of a breaker or something like that, because you know, like her, I like these old Peugeots, and the thought of what this one will be when it's finished, it'll be something special. Be a very special little car. So I'm going to show you where I'm up to with it, and yeah, and you'll see. I think you'll see the vision that I see, and you'll see why I think this is going to be a pretty cool car when it's finished. So they'd started to flare the back wheel arches out to fit the dimmer wheels on. Now I think this was just kind of a temporary thing, a way of getting the wheels on there, and I suppose after a bit of body work it might have worked out okay, but I always knew what kind of route I wanted to go down with it. So I'll show you this side. As you can see, I've put the dimmer wheels on this side. I've had them refurbished. They look absolutely beautiful now. And I've started to build a steel wide body for the back. So it's now 50mm wider takes that rear wheel. I've still got a lot of work to do on that rear arch, and then obviously bodywork will be the final thing to finish it off. I've got to carry on this line down here, bring it down, and then obviously the bumper and everything will meet it, but I think you can kind of see where I'm going with it. And then the front arch, at the moment the wheels actually sit perfectly in the arch there, but I do think this car's going to look a bit weird if it's just got wide arches on the back and nothing on the front. So I have got some large spacers to go on the front, which is going to pull that out 50mm, and then I'm going to just bring this front arch out as well, 50mm to match the back. And then the plan is to paint it white and put some of the old rally stickers on it, a bit like a 205 rally or 306 rally. That's the kind of look I'm going to go for, and I think it's going to work really well. I've got a little spoiler to go on the back of it, so yeah, that's going to look really nice. Yeah, I think it's going to be a really cool car. It's still got a lot of time to go into it, of course it has, but you can kind of see the potential it's got. Now when you look inside, I absolutely love this steering wheel. It's so cool. And the seats, they're in really good condition. There's a load of stuff in the back of it at the moment. I've got a full interior for it, so it will have a full interior in it. And it's also got a digital dash, which is pretty cool. Now, one of the main reasons why I bought this car, I'm going to show you now. Now, some of you, when I start this, I'm going to hold the camera out and you listen, and you might get an idea of what's actually in this car by the noise it makes when it starts, because it is quite an iconic noise, a kind of a well-known noise for these cars. So before I go and open the bonnet, can any of you guess what's actually in this thing? Because that was one of the reasons why I bought it. There you go. It's actually got a Honda B16A engine. Put this bonnet hook up. How cool's that? So other than the all the paint flaking off the rocker cover, they've actually done a really nice job of this conversion. There's a couple of things I'm going to change on it. I want to put a different rad on it, and there's just a couple of pipes and stuff like that on it which I'm going to change. And it will probably end up with a very small turbo on it. I love these engines once they've got a turbo on them, so it'll probably end up with a very small turbo on it. But when you actually look at how all the engine bay and everything, it's all been smoothed they've actually taken a lot of care in putting this engine in, and it's been done really well. Fair play. And they've even done a lot of things, like they've corrected all the steering and stuff on it to stop any bump steer and things like that. They've actually gone into a lot of effort. When you look through the service history of this car, they've actually gone to a lot of effort of putting this engine in, and I think it shows. And that in itself was one of the reasons why I bought and wanted to carry on with this car. I just think with my fabrication skills, I'm being able to take the body to the level that it needed to be and turn the car into what I think she wanted it to be. So it's going to be really smart. By the time it's painted, front arches are out, it's got a little spoiler on the back, and it's got a few cheeky graphics on it. This car is going to look really, really well. I do actually like the plainness of it, of this side, but I think the steel wide arches will take it to the next level. Still got a little bit of wiring that needs doing on the dash, etc., but it's all working. The car actually runs, drives very well. So yeah, it's gonna be such a cool little project. My plan is to get this car on the road this year, get the body finished, get it painted, get it out and about doing some of the shows. The 309 community is quite a small place, probably for an obvious reason. Not a lot of people are going to find these cars very cool. I personally do, especially the 3 doors. But I don't think this car is a very well known car on the scene. Some people have seen it kicking about. A few more people will see it kicking about now I've got my hands on it. But yeah, certainly later on this year, or certainly next year, you're going to see this car out and about a lot, and I think it'll cause quite a bit of interest. Certainly there can't be many steel wide body cars kicking about, so yeah, it's going to be a pretty special little car. So yeah, I thought I'd show you that today, and anybody interested, I say some people are going to get it, some people aren't, but I think that's a really cool car. Definitely something which is worth my time and money, and I think the end result is going to be something pretty special. So yeah, watch this space. I will keep the videos coming, and I will do a little bit more of an update on it. And at some point I am going to drag my other 309 out the workshop, because again, that one's something pretty cool, and something completely different to this one. You thought this one was a big project, you wait till you see my next one. So I'm going to drag that one out at some point later on in the year. I don't mean the middle of the year, it's only going to be a couple of months, and I'll drag that one out, do a bit of a video on it, and show you an update on that one, and yeah, we'll see where this one goes.